Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Top Tier TCG, where I talk about different decks and how to play them. Today's topic of choice is going to be this new post-rotation Charizard that I've been seeing in the Japan circuit. And I've had friends who are trying to play the Charizard EX line in the future, and they just don't know what to add to it because they have the EX League Battle deck. And they ask me, it's like, hey, what can I do to make this better? And what can I do to make it post-rotation? And this deck came along, and I thought this is a really good choice to have here. So I'm just going to go through it real quick, and then we're going to play a match to see how it goes. Again, this video is made more for beginners, so if you don't know any of these cards, I'm going to go through them and talk about what they do, and what's the best time to use them, and how they relate to this deck. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, it helps the channel out. And in about a week, I'll announce the winner for the 2 Teal Mask Ogerpons. There's a short video clip about it on the channel. If you comment on there and you're subscribed, you'll be entered to win. So just go ahead and do that if you'd like to. If not, that's okay. Let's continue on with this video and let's get started. So this deck looks about the same compared to the current Charizard EX. The only difference is we added Cleffa here. We have a thicker line of stuff. We added a Pidgeotto, we have a Chi-Yu, and then we added an extra Charmeleon. I think this is done to counter the Budew, because you do rely on your rare candies to get all your evolution lines going, but with Budew it kind of stops that. And we added Artizone, and we're not using an unfair stamp compared to the other one. We're using a Maximum Belt and Evolution TM. So let's just go through this real quick, and I'll start off with the Pokemon for you. We have a 3-2-2 line of the Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. I am so sorry, that is my cat. He is on my computer. Sorry guys. Let's get back to it. So we have 3 Charmanders, 2 Charmeleon, and 2 Charizard EX. The Charmeleon are 70 HP each. That's so we can get that Buddy-Buddy Poffin in. And he has 2 attacks, but you don't really want to use them unless you're trying to take away a stadium from your opponent with Blazing Destruction, which costs 1 energy. And then we have the 2 Charmeleon with the ability Flair Veil. This prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon, so meaning things like damage counters or just knock out a bench Pokemon. Really good against Dragapult and the Munkidoris, so that's really nice. And we run 2. And then we have the 2 Charizard EXs that has the 330 HP. It's a dark type, but uses fire energies, and it has the ability of when you play this from your hand to evolve, you can attach 3 basic energy cards to any of your Pokemon, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about attaching the energies to your Charizard. And once you get it up there, you can throw them wherever you want. It has the move Burning Darkness, which it's a base attack of 180, but for every prize card your opponent has taken, you get to add 30 more damage to it. So the farther the game goes, the better this card becomes. And this deck is built around manipulating how many prize cards your opponent takes to increase your strength of your Charizard. So this is a little more advanced techniques. So if you're new to the game, maybe you don't want to, but if you're a really big Charizard fan, this is the deck to go with. So we have those, and we have the classic Dusclops, and Dusknoir line. So it's going to be a 2-1-1, again, to counteract the Rare Candy and to make some space. So we got 2 Duskulls. You're not going to use these guys to attack. You're using them for the abilities of Dusclops and Dusknoir. So when you evolve into Dusclops, you can use the ability Curse Blast. You can put 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you use this ability, this Pokemon is knocked out. So that means you can use this ability, but now you have to discard the Dusclops and your opponent takes a prize card. Sounds counterintuitive, but if you are going to hit a Pokemon that's like more than the Charizard can attack, this is a really good way to get those damage counters on, and then your attack increases damage as well. So perfect, you got one of these. And then you have Dusknoir, which is basically the same thing, but it's 13 damage counters. So that's 130 damage you can add. So even at base 180 plus 130, that's going to be 320. But even if you use a Dusknoir, your Charizard's attack does 210 plus that 130 you just put on there. So it can knock out everything. So use it wisely, kind of use rare candies to get there, or evolve it from the Dusclops. So we got that line in there. And then we have the classic Pidgeotto line, except we added the Pidgeotto EX. So we got a 2-1-2. It used to be just a 2 and then rare candies and 2, but again, we added the Pidgeotto so we can counter against that Budew. Not using it to attack at all, you just get those Pidgeys out, the Pidgeotto, and then the Pidgeot EX for its ability Quick Search. Once during your turn, you may search a deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. You can only use 1 Quick Search ability each turn. So that means you can look for any single card you want. Let's say you evolved into the Pidgeot EX and you still need that Charizard, and you have that Charmeleon, you can get that Charizard out of your deck. Or you can get a Boss's Order, or you can use the Maximum Belt. Anything you want, you can get it with that Pidgeot, but you can only use it once per turn. So use it wisely. And then we have the support Pokemon here. Fezandipiti EX, this is a staple in a lot of decks, so if you don't have it yet, I prefer that you get one because they're already like $10 or $12. It has the ability to flip the script. Once in your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. You can't use more than one flip the script ability each turn. So if your opponent knocked out one of your Pokemon before, you can draw those 3 cards during your next turn, but not if you knocked out your own. Not to be mistaken with that, because you do have the Dusclops and Dusknoirs. So remember that it's only if your opponent knocks out your Pokemon. But we also are playing against a lot of Clef decks lately. So if your Pokemon dies during a Pokemon checkup, meaning like when it's burned or poisoned, it nullifies the Fezandipiti EX ability. So keep that in mind. It's happened to me a couple times and it's really infuriating. And then we run 2 Cleffas, which is surprising in this deck. Usually most people run 3, or 1, I mean, but this one runs 2. Draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. This is a really good card for the beginning of the game. Maybe that's why they have 2 of them. Kind of thin out your hand and then use this to get 5, 4, whatever, how many cards you need left. It kind of helps move the game a lot faster for yourself. But we're not using it for anything else besides that. It's 30 HP, it's going to be an easy knockout, but it's going to make your Charizard strong in the end. Only 2 of those. And then we have Chi-Yu, which is a new addition as well. I think it's more for the Flare Bringer because you only carry 5 energies in this deck. Attach 2 basic Fire Energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So maybe your Charizard got knocked out and you have time to recover, you put that Chi-Yu in there, use its attack, and then you can get 2 energies back onto whatever Pokemon you need. And then we have Mega Fire of Envy. If your Pokemon was knocked out by damage from your attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 90 more damage. So that's only 140. So you don't really want to use that attack unless you're hitting a Teal Mask Ogerpon if your opponent's playing that. But other than that, you kind of just want to stay with that first attack there. And that seems to be all the Pokemon. So now we're going to move over to the item cards here. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 item cards. But again, you don't want to rely too much on them if you're playing against Budew. But if there's no Budew, there's no problem. These will all be very useful. We have 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins to search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Meaning you can get that Pidgeot, the Duskull, the Charmanders, and the Cleffas, and the Chi-Yus out. Oh no, not the Chi-Yu, because it's 80 HP, I believe. Let me check. Oh no, 110. So you can't get it out with the Buddy-Buddy Poffin, but you can get all your other stuff out, except for the Fezandipiti. So that's we carry 4 just to keep it consistent in there. And then we have Counter Catcher. We have 2 of these. This is really useful because you're using the Dusclops to knock out one of your own. And if you don't take a prize card, then you can use this to gust an opponent's Pokemon that you want to hit. Let's say it's the beginning of the game. You see the Fezandipiti, but you manage to get the Dusclops, do that 5 damage, and then you bring up that Pokemon to do that knockout. But this only works if your opponent is ahead on prize cards, and you carry 2 of those. Then we have 4 Nest Balls to get the Pokemon we need. Search for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. Get that Fezandipiti out, get the Cleffa out, just get all your Mons out as fast as possible. Then we have 4 Rare Candies just to keep it consistent, because there's always situations where you run into the Charmander Rare Candy Charizard line, or the Pidgey Rare Candy Pidgeot EX line. Just makes it a lot faster and streamlines your deck. And again, if you don't get hit with the Budew Itchy Pollen attack, makes it that much better. But we have those extra evolution lines just to make sure we don't get affected by it. You essentially skip an evolution. So you can go from Pidgey straight to Pidgeot EX for those who haven't used that card before. Then we carry 2 Super Rods. This is mainly to get our energies and our Pokemon back in, especially the Duskulls and Dusknoir. So shuffle 3 combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. You could definitely, like, if you had 2 Duskulls out, you evolved one of them, use this attack, put this back in with a Super Rod, and then Ultra Ball it out. You can get another 5 damage counters on there, or the 130 with the Dusknoir. Really useful, but we carry 2 of those in there, so we can get those fire energies back. And that seems to be... Oh no, we have the Ultra Ball. We have an Ultra Ball, so you can discard 2 cards from your hand, and then search for any Pokemon you want. Neither any of those, so use it to your discretion. And we only carry 3 of them in here. Generally there's like 4, but you have all these other ways of getting Pokemon, and you just gotta worry about like 2, 3, 4 evolution lines, but they'll come out. And then we have even more search support to get those basics out, because you kind of want to get those Pokemon evolved, and you want to keep playing those Dusknoirs at least once per turn if you can. So once during each player's turn, they may search for a deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. So you can't get the Fezandipiti, but you can get every other basic Pokemon in there. which is really nice. So you don't have to worry about not hitting one of these other items, guaranteed. But that's it for the stadium and the items. And now we're going to move over to supporters. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different supporters here. And the main supporter we're using is Arven. You search your deck for an item in a Pokemon tool card, reveal them, and put them in your hand. Really good if you're going second. You can get the Buddy-Buddy Poffins, and you can get a tool card. I like to combine that with the Evolution TM, which I'll talk about in a second. Or you can get the Maximum Belt to get that extra damage in. Just a way to streamline your deck and get the cards you need out of it. Or if you need that Counter Catcher or the Rare Candy, get all that good stuff. And we carry 4 of those just to make sure we hit it. Then we got 2 Boss's Orders. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If Charizard can't attack the main attacker, we can always hunt for that Fezandipiti or the MEW EX or whatever they're doing. This is just a way to make sure we can attack what we want. And then we have 4 Ionos. It's a big disruption deck. I'm assuming they put them in there because they got rid of the unfair stamp. So this has each player shuffle their hand and put it on the bottom of their deck. And once they do that, they take however many cards they have as prize cards. So if I have 4 prize cards, I'm only drawing 4. If I have 2, I'm only drawing 2. Really good late game, disrupt your opponent, and especially if you have Pidgeot out, you really don't have to worry because you can find whatever card you want in your deck, but your opponent still has to figure out a way to do so themselves. And then we carry 1 Jacq. So this is really useful to get the Charmeleons and Pidgeottos out. Search your deck for the 2 evolution Pokemon, reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. This wasn't really in the last deck, but they included in this one, and I kind of like it. It comes in clutch in the beginning of the game. If I can't get anything else, I can evolve my Pidgey and my Charmander, so not too bad. And then we have 1 Professor Turo scenario. Charizard's kind of hard to knock out, so this is a really good way to deny them the knockout and then move it on to a different Pokemon. So you put one of your Pokemon in play into your hand, discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. So you got to realize you're going to lose your energies and your tool card you have attached to them. So use that one very wisely. And then we have our tool cards here, 2 of them. I meant to say 2, but I extended the tool part. We have the Maximum Belt, which is our A spec. This attack, the attacks used by the Pokemon this card's attached to do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So now you can hit those really big numbers early on. Really freaking useful. Really good against Dragapult, Gardevoir. Well, Gardevoir's weak to Charizard, so it doesn't even matter. But those other big guys, this is a really good way to get that damage output. And we only have 1, because we can only have 1 A-Spec. And we have 1 Technical Machine Evolution. So this one, choose 2 bench Pokemon for each of those Pokemon. Search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon. You can evolve your Duskulls, your Pidgeot, or your other Charmander. Especially if you have Cleffa up front and you have that energy attached, you can use that to get your deck moving. And that's all the tool cards. And then we carry 5 energies, I believe. Let me double check. Oh no, 6 energies. 6 fire energies. That's 1 more than the last one for the current meta. Kind of helps keep that energy cycling going. And plus the super rods make it a little easier. But yeah, that's the deck list. And now what we always do, we're going to go play a match and show you how the deck works. And hopefully we play it properly. I enjoy Charizard EX, and a lot of other people do too. So this is one you're thinking of playing with. Hopefully this kind of satisfies how you want to play it. Okay, choose heads. And we got heads. Yes, we want to go first. Get all those Pokemon out. And that way, even if they Badoo us, if that's the case, we can still evolve our stuff. Okay, right off the bat, we got Cleffa, not a crazy good start. I'm not going to put the Fez down yet. Let's see what happens. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate you. If you're this far in the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button. What do you think of that deck list? Are you going to try it out? Or do you hate Charizard? Hope you all had a good Pokemon day. I got my Sylveon promo. Are you having bad luck getting all these new packs out because they're so expensive? Crazy. I sit in line for like 3 hours at the local GameStop to get my Prismatic Blister, but I needed to get that EV Pokemon Day promo. So now I have the Evolution line. I'm really happy about that. Okay, they're setting up. Oh, mirrors! There we go. Okay, so there's a Chiyu. I'm gonna attach this gentleman here. No. We're gonna leave as is. Nothing much I could do here. Yep. Hopefully they don't have a better hand than me. Hopefully they hunt for that Charizard in their rare candy and stuff, and then I can do the Iono. I think that's the move we're gonna pull here. He's thinking. Josh GI is thinking. Okay. He's gonna do Call for Family most likely. Ultra Ball. Wonder who's gonna grab. If he's playing the current version, he might grab a Rotom just to help him out. Thank goodness I'm not recording video because my cat just keeps jumping on the counter. Yep, okay, so he probably has a rare candy. So we're gonna Iono him just to make sure he doesn't get that out. Call for Family, yep. My cat is crazy. Why are you even in here? Okay, you start off with that Radiant Charizard. Okay. As you guys know, we lose the Radiant Charizard in the post-rotation version, so we can't rely on that anymore. You might want to put like a Blood Moon or Luna, maybe. Maybe that'll work. Not too sure. But that really sucked right there. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to put on the Fezandipiti just in case they don't evolve next turn. Wow, really bad hand. Don't know if we're going to make it out of it, but we'll see. Oh, he threw that all away. He's risking it. Did he toss? So he tossed the Charizard out. And the rare candy. Why'd he do that? He'd made a... What? That's a big misplay. I don't know why he would do that. If we get the Dusknoir, I'm just going to evolve it and knock out his Charmander because I want to make sure. Or his Pidgey. No, I'll get his Pidgey out. That way he can't get what he needs. That was a big misplay on his part. I don't know why he did that. No reason for him to do that. Call for Family again. Okay, I don't think we know what... I don't think our opponent knows what they're doing. Or I might be wrong. He might know what he's doing. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's crazy. Okay, so we have the Nest Ball now. And I think we're going to put in the Charizard. Or the Charmander. My bad. And we're going to... I'm going to Iono just to mess with him. Cool. And we're going to put in a Duskull and a Pidgey. And I am going to Ultra Ball this Cleffa and Arven. And I'm going to make sure I at least get this here. I don't know if it's worth knocking out. No, we're going to save it. Okay. All right, here we go. I think we're going to Arven and Ultra Ball. Okay, he's going to Arven. Kind of glad I didn't knock anything out, because now he's going to evolve something, so hopefully we can just get the knockout next turn. I think he's going to evolve the Pidgey into a Pidgeot. Because he has the evolution machine thing. Oh no, Charizard, okay. Okay, so Rare Candy, Maximum Belt. Vernal Rain. The stress is here. The stress is here. My cat's finally sleeping. Okay. Defiance Band. He might put his Moltres out just to attack the Cleffa. What's he gonna do? He can't use Counter Gain. He already uses Supporter, I'm pretty sure. Yep, he used his Arven. Okay, cool. I'd rather do it this way. That way he knocks out the Cleffa, we're going to evolve into Dusknoir, and then evolve into Charizard. Hopefully. Hopefully we can do that all out in one turn. And get the maximum belt. Okay, 180 damage. Okay. Let's get the Pokemon we need out. Charmander here. And then we're going to Arven. We're going to Rare Candy. And we're going to Maximum Belt. Okay. And then we are going to Artazone. We are going to Ultra Ball. Get rid of the Puffin. We're going to get rid of Professor Turo Scenario. And I believe we're going to jump into the Charizard. We'll see here. Boom. We're going to evolve them. Infernal Rain, yes. 1, 2, 3. I hope they fix the glitch. There was this glitch recently where the energy would go into two all at once. Yeah, like that. Oh my god. Well, luckily I can do this. I'm going to flip the script here. Ooh. Not the best. 210. 260. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to we're going to do that. Okay. I think now we can get the knockout. 280. It's loading. He has to get his prize card first. I'm going to Super Rod the Duskull and the Dusclops back in. We're going to bring out the other Duskull. Get him out of the way. And I think here we can get that knockout. Cool. So now we're even. And hopefully they don't have a Defiance Band. Okay, we have Counter Catcher. They don't have any Duskulls out, so it's going to be really hard for them to knock me out. Who can they put? Okay, put in Moltres. Just Blazing Fight. Discard 2 energy. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So he's probably going to go snipe this little Charmander or the Pidgey. Oh no, he gave up. Cool. Alright guys, well, that's how that Charizard EX works. And to be fair, our opponent didn't set up theirs properly. They could have, but I just don't think they kind of knew what their resources were or the way they were playing it. But this is how the post-rotation looks. If you guys enjoyed that, hit a like, subscribe, comment on the video. You guys going to try this out? If you think it's worth it, I'll have the deck list below and from the original person who made it in Japan. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if there's any other kind of video you'd like me to make, just let me know. I appreciate it. Catch you guys later. Peace.